All right, we're back here on hashtag AskGSM for Monday, May 18th, 2015. Graham GSM Matthews being joined by a familiar face, Mr. John Knapp.
What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've been here.
It's been quite a while, about
7
9
months
or so.
9. More than mine. August 25th, 2014, to be exact.
The worst Raw of 2014. So hopefully this is not bad luck.
I'm hoping we got a good one tonight.
Hopefully. And we're filming this literally about 45 minutes before Raw, so the video's going to be a little bit shorter.
Gotta do it quick.
Of course, the last video we filmed was the longest ever.
Was it now?
I think so. At least at that point in time. Maybe I filmed another longer video. But a lot of great questions this week. So for those that sent in questions, I did not advertise this beforehand until after everyone sent in their questions. So each question will be answered twice, once by myself, and then by John, @_John Stark, and let's throw that out there right now.
Thank you.
At WrestleRant,
nice.
@_ John Stark, and that's where you can send questions about myself. And follow me, please, John. Appreciate that.
Alrighty, let's get started.
First question being from YouTube, the first KFC, first one being, should Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow, you spelled Damien wrong, continue teaming? I'll start this one off. Personally, I don't think so. No. I like Damien Sandow a lot.
Okay.
I think Damien Sandow is great. He has a lot of potential. The Mizdow thing, I can't believe we haven't talked about this at all either because I haven't seen you since January.
January, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they completely screwed over the Mizdow thing. The guy was super over. They tried to have him be himself. That episode of Raw a couple weeks ago.
I remember it.
You know there. That promo was great.
It was a good
Were you
promo.
actually there?
I was not there.
Okay.
I was viewing from my dormitory.
Okay.
All right.
So you were watching live though.
Yes, I was watching live.
Okay. But that was a great promo. The Mega Powers things, I don't hate it.
Okay.
But I think they can be doing more with them. And after losing to the Ascension of all people, they lost to the Ascension on the pre-show, which means WWE thinks they are losers. So, I know strong words. But if you lose to the Ascension, you are a loser. But yeah, I don't think they should continue teaming. We have enough quality tag teams right now, John.
We do. And actually, I enjoyed, very much so, I enjoy the Mega Powers. I think it's actually hilarious.
Brother!
That they're going with the whole Axelmania, Macho Mandow thing. I'm a big Damien Sandow fan, as are you. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm a fan of Curtis Axel.
I like Curtis Axel. I just don't think he's amazing.
I like what the guy does. And to be honest, I don't think, me personally, I can't think of anything for Damien Sandow to do in the immediate future. Neither can I think of anything for Curtis Axel. So if I can't think of anything, we know the monkeys at WWE can't think of anything for them to do. So, I mean, as lame as it might be, losing to the Ascension on the pre-show, that might be what Damien and Curtis are going to be doing for the next couple months. I mean, like you said, he cut a great promo as himself on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks back, but looks like they're back to the drawing board with him imitating the Macho Man Randy Savage. So I don't know what we do next. I'd love to see a little more realism from him and Curtis. I mean, Curtis Axel, he's going to cling on to whatever. He's going to just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. All right? And apparently Axelmania's stuck. I like Curtis Axel. I think Axelmania's stupid. But
originally, yeah, so did I. But I didn't think it was going to stick. I didn't think it was going to stay past a few days, a few weeks.
Whatever. But I mean, I thought it was humorous, the whole kind of deal. But I could maybe I know we've got a time limit, folks. So
no, go ahead.
Maybe this could stick for a couple more weeks. They'll probably do some superstars rivalry between Curtis and Damien, like having the Mega Powers explode like they did at WrestleMania 5 on Superstars. But that's probably what we'll get for the next week, for the coming weeks.
Great segue, because their next question: what is one show on the WWE Network you recommend viewers do not watch? So, John, you mentioned WWE Superstars. Any other shows in the network? This is the hard question because we love the network. I love all the shows on there. You start this one off.
I don't know. Slam City. Don't watch that.
Slam City, okay.
Don't watch that. Is that even a show? They're like a minute long, right?
Okay, so a little secret here between you and I have seen every episode. Every episode. I know you might want to leave after I said that. But I was trying to kill some time.
Can I ask you why?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you
why? There was a half an hour between, it was 7:30 on a Monday.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, what can I watch for half an hour? All the specials are either half an hour or an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And this is before Unfiltered and Culture Shock.
Yeah.
No, those shows are about 10 minutes. We have Payback on the background, people. So if we're like looking back, we're just watching Payback.
Ryback's asking us to feed him more. So, right, as we speak.
That is one thing to watch on the network. That was a great show. But yeah, Slam City, I thought it was fine. But of all the shows on there, that's the last thing you should be watching. That, and I wrote a few others ones on here.
What did you write?
The Cinco de Mayo special, I did not see it. It had Los Matadors. There was enough incentive to not watch it.
That sounds racist.
It was, and they're not even. What are they on TV? They're Spaniards or something.
Yeah,
right?
they're Matadors.
The Matadors, but they're Puerto Rican though in real life. I don't get it.
That's racist.
It is racist. I don't know, but I have that. The Music Power 10, they just run down the top 10 entrances from WrestleMania. If you saw WrestleMania, it's a waste of your time. I tried watching it. It was a waste of my 38 minutes of my life. So,
oh my!
Don't watch those shows, John. Any shows that you recommend people don't watch?
Slam City is not that good. It's not that good. I mean, I really can't think of things I would say do not watch. I mean, there's great stuff front to back of the WWE Network. But Slam City, 100%. I mean, if you're not a big fan of Superstars either, don't watch Superstars.
There's better that way. It's freezing up on us. I think it should be fine though.
We're good?
I think we're good. I think it keeps on freezing, but I think the audio and shit should be good.
Alright.
Okay, so the next set of questions come from Facebook. Andre G. First, do you think Baron Corbin needs more personality to be a bigger star? So I know you're not an avid viewer of NXT, John.
I'm aware of who Baron Corbin is.
Okay, go ahead.
Trust me. No, I like Baron Corbin. They've made a lot of they've drawn up a lot of similarities between him and Randy Orton, which there's
really,
yeah, I've heard that.
Really, that's interesting.
It was at a takeover or two ago.
Really?
They said that he's like a natural born athlete and he's made for this business. So, and he has the arm tattoos. You know, I could see a little, maybe a little Randy Orton.
I could see that.
I'm not a fan of his mic work per se, but I mean, like he's a character. He's certainly entertaining to watch. Who doesn't? What was the question?
If he needs more personality.
Who doesn't need more personality? Everyone needs more personality. I need more personality, but yeah, he's not there yet, but he's on the cusp. Everyone's on the cusp. That's what. But NXT is doing the right thing with the right.
It's developmental.
There
people.
You go.
It's developmental. That's their place to shine and evolve. You know. I think Baron Corbin's good. I like Baron Corbin. I think he can be a little bit one-dimensional, but he is kind of ascending the ranks. This Wednesday on NXT TakeOver Unstoppable, he will be facing Rhino.
There you go.
So finally credible competition for Baron Corbin.
It's tough because they gave him the Goldberg startup.
Pretty much, yeah.
The audience was counting how fast the match would be when he was wrestling. I mean, you're never going to show off your technical prowess in a ring when your matches are under 40 seconds.
Exactly.
So, it's hard to come back from that and have great matches and win over the fans, but I'm a fan of Baron Corbin. I enjoy his work.
I think he's also going to be better as a heel. I think that's the route they're going in right now with him and Rhino, so I think he's going to do better as a heel going forward in NXT, so I look forward to seeing what he does this Wednesday, NXT TakeOver. Next question, also coming from Andre. When should the Authority end and by who?
That's tough.
Very good question.
Start it off, Graham.
By who? I can't say when, because this thing has been going on since SummerSlam 2013, almost 2 years ago, people, and this thing is still going on. So I can't say when it should end. It should have ended at Survivor Series.
Yes, sir.
You know, John and I, we both agree on that wholeheartedly. I'm sure all of you guys do as well. It should have ended at Survivor Series, but it should have ended at WrestleMania this year to Sting. I don't know. So I can't say when. Ideally tonight on Raw.
That would be awesome. Yesterday.
Yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 years ago.
Right
please.
now.
Right. Exactly. And by who? I know it's not realistic right now due to him being out with an injury. Daniel Bryan, he's the one that started it. He's the one who should have ended it.
Can I
Go ahead.
Can I get comfortable real quick for a second? Just gotta, I'm just getting a little high. To be honest, I've thought about this because who hasn't thought about how can the Authority get off my television? And personally, I like this route where Daniel Bryan swerves all of us and joins the Authority.
Oh, really?
Joins the Authority.
Can I just butt in real quick? Aren't you not the same person that did not like Stone Cold Steve Austin joining Mr. McMahon in 2001?
That's very true. But Daniel Bryan's not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
They're very, very different characters.
Not anti-authority, gotcha.
Very different characters. I mean, he is anti-authority, but that wasn't his be-all, end-all. That's not the be-all, end-all of his character.
Yeah.
He's a great wrestler, and that's why people love him, not because he bucks the system.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole authority angle went from technically SummerSlam 2013 to WrestleMania, and that's it. So we're here over a year later, and people still don't love him because he's stunned or he knees Triple H in the face every night as Stone Cold did to Mr. McMahon. But he stunned Mr. McMahon. But I'd like to see maybe Daniel Bryan potentially join the Authority. I'm not saying everyone would love it. A lot of people would be angry with it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
it'd make for good TV, and then you maybe have them assemble a little bit of a trio. Maybe Daniel Bryan, Kane, Big Show, I'm sorry, but get this. You know who stops them? A face shield.
Ooh! Hashtag book
Face
that,
shield,
baby.
Face shield.
Face shield.
Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, putting an end to it. I said put an end to so many people in 2012 and 2013. I think it can make for good TV. Hell, have some 6-man tag team matches. It could be fun. I mean, then, but of course, you can't have Daniel Bryan join and then have the Authority be destroyed like a month later because then Daniel Bryan's like, well, what do I do?
Exactly.
As I did with the Big Show, who joined the Authority and then the Authority was destroyed, but then oddly brought back for no reason. Why are you still
also a Raw that we both watched? So
what Raw?
That Raw where they came back, where they got reinstated.
The Authority?
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, that was the show. The last Raw of 2014. I was
December 28th. We did watch that.
Good show, but shitty ending.
Nah. Yeah, but no, I'd love to see that. The Shield just destroying the Authority.
I like that. So kind of a complete, not role reversal, kind of, pretty much, from 2013, when it was Daniel Bryan facing the Shield, when they were a part of the Authority.
100%.
Pretty much. I would love to see that. Shield will be reuniting. We saw that last night at Payback. But speaking of Payback, Bray Wyatt versus Ryback happened last night. Andre's next question. What are your thoughts on the Bray Wyatt versus Ryback feud so far? John, if you want to start this baby off.
It's been, I'm in the majority where I was a little thrown back by this at first. I mean, what do Bray Wyatt and Ryback have against each other? I mean, they've really, as we're talking, the match is going on right now. They've done little to like in their encounters, and I mean, sure they've had a couple, in-ring skirmishes, but nothing crazy. And I did like this one line that Bray Wyatt threw out. It might have been last week on Raw. He said, "Why do I have a problem with you? Because you were in my way."
Oh yeah, he said it last week on Raw.
So I enjoyed that. Kind of shows that Bray Wyatt's just a demented, doesn't care about anything kind of guy.
Yep.
But I mean, as far as the chemistry itself for Bray Wyatt and Ryback, I don't really see it. I mean, Ryback is a guy who dominates in the ring and does. I'm not saying he can't tell a story, but Bray Wyatt on the other end of the spectrum tells stories in the ring with his facial expressions and his body language. Whereas Ryback's more. We froze for a second. Ryback's more powerbomb, shell shock pin, which is entertaining. But I mean, I just don't see. They're putting on a pretty good match right now. That's why I keep throwing it over. The chemistry is not 100% there, and I don't fault either of them for it.
No?
They're two different categories of wrestler.
Yes,
which is not a bad thing. In fact, I'm happy that they're finally giving Ryback something to do. Like instead of following Ziggler and Eric Rowan around and then losing to Rusev weirdly, and just whatever. So I hope this actually does continue into Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, maybe. No, who knows?
Perhaps. I think the feud so far it's been okay. I'm not gonna say I haven't enjoyed it.
Okay.
But kind of going off what you were saying before, the "you were in my way" thing. Mm-hmm. Although it's a good excuse, it's pretty much all it is an excuse. And creative. Yeah, well, that creative didn't have anything like, oh, we don't have anything for these guys to do. Yeah. Let's put them together. Sometimes that's how the best tag teams, the best feuds come about.
Yeah.
But I feel like the match last night, I'm not going to say it was great, but it was pretty good. It exceeded my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Heard Ryback got hurt in the match, so I don't know how that's going to affect the feud. But it just feels like filler for Bray Wyatt right now. I'm not going to say I'm not going to poop on it, but I think it has been, it's been fine. Just nothing about it has really intrigued me.
They can make some magic out of it. Don't underestimate them. I'll be the last person to say that Bray Wyatt is not capable of something. I mean, his character coming into 2013, I didn't watch NXT back then, especially because we didn't have the network.
Yes.
But wasn't a fan of Bray Wyatt, didn't understand him. I've got to say, with his work with The Undertaker, Dean Ambrose, everything before that, he is amazing. I love Bray Wyatt. All his promos, people get lost. I try my best to keep up. I too get lost sometimes. But he's a phenomenal mic or stick man. He's great on the mic. He tells a story in the ring. I enjoy what he does. He is one of my favorites right now. I
think it's pretty good. He is one to watch, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure RJ, who is a fellow huge Bray Wyatt fan, I enjoy Bray Wyatt as well. He's going to agree wholeheartedly with that sentiment.
There you go.
I agree. So next question from Justin G's got a couple here. First one being the WWE had the Cruiserweight division, and TNA had their X division, basically another version of their Cruiserweight division, outside of Samoa Joe. Which lightweight roster did you think had the best talent? I assume he didn't include that in the question. X division or Cruiserweight?
Go for it.
Starting off here, I'm going to have to say X division. I think Cruiserweight, I was watching a few old SmackDown shows from early 2002, 3, whatever, the early 2000s. When the Cruiserweight division was at its best before they killed it off with Hornswoggle in 07. Aside from that weird period when you can maybe speak more on this because I think you were a fan. I think around this time when they had like not super crazy but super porky and that weird phase. Maybe it was before
that might have been right before me.
Maybe before
my
it might have been 05 or 06. I'm not sure, but it was definitely on SmackDown. But yeah, they have a lot of good talent. They had Chavo, Paul London, but the X Division. You think about the best matches in TNA history.
Yeah.
The top 5 best TNA matches, maybe 4 or 3, at least 3 of them, probably 4. Are from the X Division. Yeah. Joe, as you said, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Chris Sabin, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian. Yes, there's so much great talent. Amazing Red. There's so many great talents that absolutely X Division. Suicide. The talent was there. The talent was there with the Cruiserweight division, but it was never treated as something as big as the X Division. So I'm going to have to go with the X Division all the way.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know anyone who would say Cruiserweight. I mean, when the sad truth is that for the next 100 or so years, when you think Cruiserweight, you're going to think Rey Mysterio. And it's just because he has literally monopolized the idea of Lucha Libre style in the WWE. Every person who does a Hurricane Rana for the next 200 years, well, I wasn't like Rey Mysterio's Hurricane Rana. It's just because he was that good. And when you look at the X Division, there was so much depth. I'm not saying that the Cruiserweight division didn't have depth, but there were just so many guys who, like, you didn't think X Division, oh, it's only Daniels. Oh, it's only AJ Styles. I mean, everyone was putting their just bodies on the line, doing great stuff in the ring. Whereas I think the Cruiserweight division, in its short run, successful run at least, I mean, there weren't a lot of guys who really, like, just defined the division.
No.
There's only 1 or 2.
Well, go ahead.
Continue, please.
No, I was just going to say they had a lot of great talent, but as you said, I feel like with the guys you just mentioned, Joe, AJ, exception of Daniels, Chris Sabin, all those guys went on to become, and TNA and WWE are different beasts, but all those guys went on to become world champion in TNA. AJ Styles was the face of TNA.
Yeah.
What cruiserweights, aside from Rey Mysterio, maybe Chavo, he was not ultra successful in WWE, had, like revolutionized SmackDown. Like Chris Benoit, although they were cruiserweights, that was in WCW. We're talking about WWE here, I believe is Justin's question, on the SmackDown brand. Benoit, Eddie were not a part of the cruiserweight division in WWE. Only Rey Mysterio was the only one that comes to mind and truly revolutionizing the cruiserweights and kind of going to the next level. Paul London, Billy Kidman, those guys never really got above a certain level.
Jamie Noble. I totally agree. And even when the Cruiserweight division was at its height, like you said, I feel like the WWE wasn't fully committed to seeing these guys do great. It was just like, well, our competition 5 years ago, WCW was doing this, so we're going to do it, but we're not really going to invest in it. Whereas TNA, they were going out every single night and just like, all right, these guys got to steal the show. They got to steal the show. Whereas WWE's like, all right, well, we got Triple H, he's main event, and we're going to focus on Triple H. Whereas I feel like they were just like, all right, there's a fan base out there, we'll put some cruiserweights on the screen.
There's a reason why it was on SmackDown and not on Raw.
Exactly.
I'll say that
the
much.
B show. Why it was on the B show? Because they didn't think they were literally just doing it for fan service, and they put it of all places they put it on SmackDown. So they weren't committed to it, and I can say that wholeheartedly. They weren't actually committed to it, at least like TNA was. I mean, TNA was defined by their X division.
Absolutely, the only thing that kind of made them different than WWE for as many years, for the early first half of the 2000s, So I like that.
Gotta go X division. As far as that question.
Absolutely. And like you were saying before, I forgot what I was going to say, but I think it had something to do... Oh, that's why the light division failed. The light heavyweight division. We had, Takamitsu Naku and a few other guys that I can't even remember.
Christian,
yeah, for the cup of coffee that he held that belt for, Like, that's why that division failed.
What is the light heavyweight division?
That was around for like a year. Gilbert killed that division. Any life that division had left. We'll go to Justin's next question here. Destination America has fallen off the TNA product and fast in recent months. Do you think that eventually TNA will become a non-TV indie promotion, or will they close their doors, John?
So if you think that one of those options is true, you don't know the Carter family. There's no way it would ever become an indie promotion, because that's disrespectful to everything that they've accomplished thus far. I mean, I'd hate to see. I've heard that Destination America is unhappy with TNA. I have read that, but I'm really bitter about that when I hear that. I mean, what were you expecting? Right? Isn't there, like in most cases when a channel was unhappy with the wrestling product on their station. Isn't that the #1 rated show on Destination America? I mean, I never.
I'll rant about this in a second, but go
never
ahead.
Heard
Absolutely
about Destination America before TNA. So what gripe could they possibly have about TNA? I mean, they're doing some of the best stuff of their entire run right now.
Creatively, absolutely.
So I don't understand what they. I mean, it's a lot in a lot of cases. It's where the network doesn't understand what wrestling is. That's why we're so fortunate that the USA Network understands wrestling. Is grabbing SmackDown next year, making the home of American wrestling. Really,
yeah, pretty much.
USA is the place to be. So a lot in the cases back in when TNN had ECW on their network, they just didn't understand what it was about. Back when American Online bought WCW, and
they don't get it. They don't get the fan base.
So I'm guessing Destination America is going somewhere down that line. I just want to see what the question was so I can definitely answer.
Go ahead.
Do you think... No, there's no way it will ever become an indie promotion or a non-TV promotion. I mean, Bobby Roode is one of the most talented athletes, professional wrestlers, mic men, storyteller, whatever you want to say, there is. If he was denigrated?
Relegated?
Relegated.
There we go.
Relegated. Oh, journalism major. If he was relegated to a non-TV indie promotion, that would be a shame, a failure of American capitalism. Just a failure of epic proportions.
There you go.
There's no way that Bobby Roode would ever be relegated to a non-indie TV promotion. And of course, maybe, and there's just no way TNA would ever stoop to that level.
Okay, so on that note, we'll probably rant about this more on Wrestle Rant Radio tomorrow, because this is ridiculous.
Yes.
And like you said, you pretty much summed up my entire thoughts in a nutshell when you said, I had never heard of Destination America before that happened. I'd never heard of the channel. And like you said, I don't even have the channel. I have to go out of my way on a Friday night to find the show. First of all, putting the show on a fucking Friday. Come on. It's a Friday, people, at 9 o'clock. Who's going to watch the show? And you're complaining about the ratings. The ratings aren't an issue. Like you said, it's a channel that not even half of America gets. They should not be worrying about that. They barely have any financial support right now. Yeah. So, like you said, I don't think, if they're going to close their doors, let's go with this. If the rumors are to be believed, and the fact that when I read the report that TNA wasn't happy when they went overseas to England, and they were pooping on those shows, even though they gave them their best crowd to date.
Wait, Destination America or TNA wasn't happy?
Destination America, because it's not American. It's not American, so they didn't care. But yeah, so that being said, in some way, shape, or form, that if these rumors are to be believed and Destination America wants to get away from TNA for whatever reason, I mean, they signed with them for a reason. I'm wearing a TNA shirt right now. I love TNA. I don't want to see them fail. So perfect segue. But, yeah, perfect tie-in. I want to say that if they're going to get away from them, and I know that in September they have that out clause where if Destination America wants to drop TNA,
really?
I believe, yes, they can.
Really?
And if they do that, TNA's done. Unless they can find another network, which I'm sure will not be easy to do, because we talked to Robbie E. when the whole thing was going on. He is like, we have no idea what's going on right now. A couple months ago at an indie event. Greatest indie event we've ever been to, by the way.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. But if they can't find another network, they're screwed. Like you said, they can't afford to pay people like Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Bobby Roode. They're out.
Storm.
Why do you think all those guys left? Why do you think Sting left? Because they don't have any money left. They wasted on Hogan and all the other crap. So
Eric
Bischoff. So yeah, they're done. If that happens, I don't think it will happen. I think they'll find a network. They'll find some way to survive.
I mean, when TNA left Spike and they were looking for a new home, I mean, this was like one of the biggest things going on in the internet wrestling community. I mean, no one thought that it was going to be done, and they did. And Destination America was like the answer to TNA's prayers. I can't believe this early that they're already considering dropping
It's been, what? It's May right now. They joined Destination America 4 months ago.
January.
How are they not happy? January, yeah. It's been a little over 4 months. How can you not be happy with the fact that this show, like you said, is the highest rated program in your entire network? The only reason why anyone knows of you when you have ghost hunters or whatever crap you have in your network, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. So hopefully that's not the end of TNA. But moving forward on a more positive note here, this next question. What is personally your favorite finisher in all of pro wrestling? This is a pretty broad question, but it is a good one. Mine is between Petey Williams' Canadian Destroyer and Kazarian's Flux Capacitor. Both finishers are amazing.
That's not Graham's. That's
Justin's. Yeah. So, but a very good question. Two great finishers. For me personally, there's no one finisher that I say I love more than anything else. But either shooting star press is always a mark for RKO has to lead the list. RKO has to be number one. I love Randy Orton, but I feel like that finisher, you can do it out of nowhere. I pop like nuts at WrestleMania when he did it on Rollins out of nowhere. Probably have to go with RKO. I'm sure there's something else. Oh, another one. I've said this before, but Sweet Chin Music. I'm a huge super kick mark. Being a huge Shawn Michaels fan yourself, sure it's got to lead the list. But either a super kick or RKO, John.
Definitely up there would be super kick and RKO. Those would be probably my top 2 and 3. Number 1, I'd have to say, great finish, underrated finishing maneuver, the spear.
Ooh,
love the spear. I mean, it's not
or the gore.
Or the gore. Same thing. We don't discriminate here. Of course, it's not the most technically appealing, like masterfully, like visually stunning move. It's a tackle. But I mean, it's just when you see guys like Goldberg hit that or Bobby Lashley hit that. I mean, it just all the ferocity in behind that spear. I mean, could you imagine? That would hurt.
Nuts.
But, I gotta say that's probably, especially if you're going on the side of realism, like just knocking the wind out of someone and hooking their leg for the 3 count. That's a fun thing to watch. So.
Next question. When do you see Seth Rollins riding solo without Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury? We have a little shorter than 20 minutes. We won't go as in depth. We'll have to go ahead.
Speed it up. When do I see Seth Rollins riding solo without Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury? When he turns face. When he eventually turns face. Babyface, for those of you who don't know Facebook.
Or when the Authority, or when the Authority breaks it up.
There's no way he would.
Thoughts.
I mean, maybe I can see Seth Rollins being the long run heel of this century. I don't know what you call this century. This decade. I'm sorry. This decade.
There you go.
The teens. I could see him being the long running heel, as who's a long-running heel?
Edge.
As Edge was.
He is the equivalent to Edge.
Exactly. So I could see Seth Rollins being just that. But I mean, when Seth Rollins turns babyface, you gotta get rid of Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury.
Either that, or when the Authority breaks up, like I said, which is could be 10 years from now. So yeah,
I mean, hell, there could be a storyline down the road where Seth Rollins is still heel, and just someone destroys J&J Security so badly that they never do return.
Yeah, I could see that happening. They're agents anyway. It's not like they're being released. Exactly. They have other roles. What do you think they were doing before they came on TV? Exactly. So that's when we see Seth Rollins breaking away from Noble and Mercury. Next 2 questions come from the Twitter question now. At Reborn Again, first one being, with Daniel Bryan's latest injury, do you feel his time is running out for him in the ring? And it's funny you asked that, because the last time I sat here with John filming this show, #SGSM, August 25th,
he was injured.
2014, he was injured, and we were very skeptical as to when he was going to come back. I said this then, I'll say it now, he will be back. I don't think he's going to retire. There's a likelier chance, but I don't think he's going to retire. That's my gut feeling. Do I feel his time is running out? I do. But I don't think he will be back, but I do think absolutely he has to tone it down. And they shouldn't have brought him back when they did. I mean, it's as simple as that.
There's no reason.
There was no reason to get a great win at WrestleMania, but it wasn't like he was an integral part of the show like he was last year.
Ambrose.
It could have been Dean Ambrose. It could have been anybody,
Ziggler.
Exactly. He could have been back the night after WrestleMania. And got the extra 3 months to heal. So he will be back, and I do think his time is running out, but I don't think he's going to retire as soon as in the near future.
Well, unlike last August, I'm a lot more skeptical of Daniel Bryan's future. I'm actually very nervous. He's currently my favorite wrestler in the WWE, so I am very nervous for his well-being. But as far as his time running out, I don't think that his health or his lifespan, if that's what you're asking, is running out. I do feel I do feel as though his credibility with the decision makers and the suits of the WWE is running out, because now they're definitely like, all right, well, this guy was popular for a couple months, but we can't trust him. He's injury prone. We can't put the belt on him ever again. In that sense, I feel like his time is running out. I feel like the more times he has to come out on Monday Night Raw and say, hey guys, I've been getting some tests and I gotta take some time off. The more times he does that, the more times we'll not build him out anymore, but
build him out.
the guys backstage and be like, well, let's not put the title on him. We can't trust him. He's gonna just have to, relinquish it on Raw soon. So I feel like in that sense, his time is running out. I'd really like to see him back and just kicking butt, but
Yes.
And he's never had his official rematch for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
He hasn't. That is true.
I'm waiting for it.
Rollins, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 32. If he's back by then, #book it. Would love to see that. Daniel Bryan, I was thinking about this before. I tweeted this out a couple days ago. Comes back number 30 in the Rumble, 3 times or third time's a charm. Finally wins it.
That could do it.
That is going to happen. I don't think he's going to be back before then. Or he pulls a Shawn
You don't
Michaels.
think so, really?
I don't think he'll be back before then. I think he could be pulling a Shawn Michaels and is gone for a while.
Really?
Like, when I say a while, I'm saying longer than a year. Like he was.
That might be a lot more beneficial for him. I mean,
long term, I'm thinking. He's still young enough where he can come back at 35, and
I mean, the IWC is so impatient. Everyone's ready for a Shield reunion already. Like, they just broke up.
It's not even been a year yet.
I know. They're so impatient. I mean, I couldn't even see people would get so antsy about it. But I mean, I could definitely see that. Like, but maybe I don't know. Sheesh.
It's possible. Next question. Also, who would you like to see unseat Nikki Bella as the Divas Champion? And when would you like to see that happen? Or when do you think it'll happen, John?
Personally, I'd like to see on a Monday Night Raw, Nikki Bella bragging. She's babyface, right?
Yes. Now she is, yeah.
Fuck that. I'd like to see her bragging about being maybe then one of the longest rating Divas champions of all time.
She's getting close.
And you see the current NXT champion, Sasha Banks, come out and become like a double Divas champion.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, Paige was too when she debuted. She was the NXT Women's Champion. She did not come out wearing the belt, though.
That's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
I would like to see
that would be
her
cool
with the belt, holding both belts.
Unified Women's Champion.
Yeah, maybe not even on the main roster yet. Maybe she brings the Divas title down to NXT and defends it. Who knows?
Do kind of some storyline like that.
I didn't know that though. I didn't know Paige was the reigning.
She was the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion in history.
They just had her drop it due to
JBL relinquished it from her because she's like, oh, he's like, you're on the main roster now. You don't need this, and they held the tournament.
I did not know that. The more you know. Okay.
But personally, I'd have to go with Naomi. I know it's an obvious choice, but she's been there for like 5 years now. I think she deserves it. I think she's really good. Her heel persona has come a long way. I like the act with Tamina. The match last night at Payback was not stellar, but I think it could happen tonight as soon as tonight on Raw. I mean, this will be going up after Raw, so
it might happen tonight.
The match is happening tonight, and Paige will be likely back tonight, by the way, too.
Okay.
I like Paige. I would like to see her back with the belt again, but her beating Nikki when she's a babyface doesn't make any sense. Charlotte as a babyface does not make any sense. So if it's not Sasha, who will be called up eventually in the very near future, I'm sure. I've got Naomi, so either or for me, I think it's going to be great.
All right.
Next question from Andres question was, are there any wrestling promotions you are interested in checking out, whether it's indie or international? Ring of Honor I checked out for a little while last summer. I just kind of fell out of it by the school season because I didn't just have any time to watch it. But great promotion. If you're not watching Ring of Honor, definitely check it out. That's not really an indie promotion, but it's another promotion worth check out.
Yeah.
New Japan Pro Wrestling. I watched the January 4th show with Matt Stryker and JR on commentary. Great show.
All right.
And I definitely love to I think it's worth checking out. And there's another promotion I want to check out when it comes by. John reminded me of it, but John?
Global Force Wrestling. I've heard great things about it. I've heard that it's going to be a big deal, and I'm really interested. I just want to see if the hype is real. But I'd like to check out JJJ, his promotion. I'd like to check out Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
We can check out his promotion.
At Ninja Rollins, his question was, what are your thoughts on a heel Dean Ambrose, John?
To me, it's a little too soon right now, especially because they have a heel Seth Rollins, and then before you know it, we'll have Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins tag teaming on Raw, so a little too soon for that. Down the line, definitely, how you do it, I'm not sure. He's honestly one of the most over, within the Bryan guys, probably the most over babyface at the moment.
Kind of true, yeah.
At the moment, so can't do that right now. Maybe he swerves us down the line and joins Seth Rollins, but for right now, can't do it. Just can't do it.
You can't. I think a heel Dean Ambrose is what he's most comfortable in. I think he's so over right now, you can't turn him. I get the feeling they probably will.
Yeah.
They'll do Ambrose and Reigns at SummerSlam, I feel like.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's only May, so we got a couple months. And we will be there, by the way. It's going to be a stellar show, so hopefully we get all the best matches.
I have to pay you for that ticket, by the way.
Oh, no, don't worry about it right now.
Okay.
We'll do it on camera right now. Right on the show.
Money.
But I could see Ambrose and Reigns at SummerSlam, but I just, like I said, like John said, I feel like he's so over right now, it would be ludicrous, especially with Daniel Bryan out. And also, if there's anyone that's going to turn, that should turn, Roman Reigns has come a long way, but of the two, Roman Reigns. You got to turn him heel before you do.
He should have been heel months ago.
He should have been heel right after WrestleMania. Yeah. But for right now, he's getting better, so it's fine. He's not being booed as loudly, so it's not that big of an issue. His next question, do you see Bray Wyatt in the main event spot in the future? I think so. I think he's a great talent. John was already praising him before, and I could not agree more. And I think he's an amazing talent. World champion, I think at some point he should be. Some people say, I've said, he's a Jake Roberts of this generation. He doesn't need a title, but I think he deserves one. I think he's great, so He will be back in the main event at some point, just kind of after Rollins and Reigns and Ambrose and all those guys, Randy Orton are out of the main event picture. Hopefully he'll slide in there at some point.
The only question you have to ask yourself is, can he sell tickets? Can he draw Bray Wyatt versus some chump? Can that match draw? And I mean, at the moment, I don't think it can. He's a phenomenal worker. He's phenomenal on the mic. But can you send Bray Wyatt to Good Morning America? Those are questions you got to ask before you say, does he have a main event spot in the future? 100% yes is my answer. But just ask those questions about anyone. When you're thinking, well, should they go to the main event? Just think about it. Are they marketable?
As a babyface, I could see it. I've seen him do media before. I think he's really good. But as a heel, I don't know if it's going to work. Like with the long, boring promos as him as champion, like him coming out for 20 minutes at the start of every Raw, I don't think it's going to work. But him as a babyface champion, I could see that. Okay. Next question, at Big Bird 432, with his loss to John Cena last night, or he said tonight, but from last night, where does Rusev go now?
That's a hard question. I don't even know if I can answer that. Obviously, we have the Elimination Chamber coming up for the Intercontinental Championship. I guess you put him in there. But as far as a long-term program going into the summer, I don't know. Literally, just write down some baby faces and see what you think. Ziggler.
Neville needs wins, so that he should not be losing to Neville.
Ambrose.
And Ziggler just lost his feud, so
Sheamus, Brock Lesnar. I don't know.
Doing the thing with Ryback right now, so Brock Lesnar down the line would be nice.
I have no idea what you do with Rusev. They really, really ruined it. They just the man who was beat rarely, never pinned, but beat rarely, like by disqualification. Right?
Yeah,
just lost three pay-per-views in a row. Left 3 pay-per-views without a win.
The payback match was completely unnecessary.
So, I mean, of course there was controversy in one of them, or 2 of them if you count WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But he's damaged goods. I mean, he's not the monster he was. This is the problem when you have heels being undefeated. I don't know what you do. I really don't. I can't answer it.
Well, obviously they're going to be splitting him away from Lana. I mean, that was pretty evident last night. So, I mean, that's definitely happening. But after that, like John said, they just ruined the guy last night. That match should not have happened. I'm glad Cena's still the champ. I'm not saying Rusev should have won.
Yeah.
But don't book the match in the first place. It's a lose-lose. Cena should have won. The U.S. Open is awesome. I think we can all agree on that. So, yeah, I don't know what you do with him. Like John said, I think you could put him in the chamber, have him win the IC title, but I don't know what else you do from there. They're going to break him away from Lana, and I think he's dead in the water. No streak, no title, no girl. It's a shame. It's Umaga 2.0, but I don't know what else. We'll find out more tonight on Raw, but I doubt that's going to be much of an indicator as to what's next for him. We'll go pretty quickly through the next few questions. We're on the cusp of Raw, and we don't want to miss those first few minutes.
No, we do not.
So at Cody Collier 37, with Seth Rollins probably being out due his wins, or about his wins. All right, let me start over. With Seth Rollins probably bragging about his wins, do you see Triple H getting tired of it and having Rollins versus Triple H in Money in the Bank? Absolutely not. If anything, save it for WrestleMania. Money in the Bank
soon.
Next month. I don't think so. I like the idea.
Maybe tonight. Maybe
it's Superstars on Thursday on Friday.
Maybe yeah.
But Cody, I love the idea. Save it for WrestleMania.
I agree completely. Next question.
At David Moxley 723, who do you think will be the new Intercontinental Champion? Sheamus, I think. Sheamus is my pick.
Sheamus, I don't know. He's doing good on his own as a heel.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs a belt, but that's my pick. Though.
Maybe Neville.
He's
working great. He hasn't grabbed a microphone yet, but you can't put it back on Ziggler because that's the same old song.
Bear. Oof. Worst option.
You can't put it back on Bear.
No.
That'll ruin both Bear and Barrett's got King Barrett going on. You don't want to ruin that. I don't know. Adam Rose.
Oh, we talked about that before. We don't have time now. Unfortunately,
can't describe.
Tune in to Restaurant Radio on Tuesday. You can hear all about John's idea to repackage Adam Rose. Cheap plug.
If I had to choose one person, I'd probably go Dean Ambrose.
Oh, Dean Ambrose. The next question. Nice, awesome segue. At SwagZio, their question was, what's next for Dean Ambrose?
The Intercontinental Championship.
Intercontinental Championship. Either that or a feud of the Roman Reigns, like I said, but I love the IC title route a lot more.
Yeah.
I like that a lot better. At Evan Balfour, his question was, do you think the Ascension's win on the pre-show will be the start of the revival? Absolutely not. I have no idea why they had the Mega Powers lose, but it's clear they do not care about the Ascension. That was their first win in 3 or 4 months. I like the Ascension, but they are not on the rise.
The Ascension's gimmick was doomed to fail as soon as they left NXT as this monster team, and now they're just like the Legion of Doom ripoff, demolition wannabes. So no, they're not on the rise. This is a classic case of, all right, we effed up. you have to recover for yourself, though. I mean, it's not even like they're phenomenal in the ring where their work gets them more over than their gimmick. Hell, they're pretty bad on the microphone too. Like, they're really boring to listen to. So it's not all management's fault. Like, it's not like they gave them a terrible gimmick. Like, they could work with it. But I mean, in the ring, on the mic, they're not that impressive. So it's time for back to the drawing board, boys. Do something different.
Final question, last but certainly not least, at RJ_Marceau. RJ from WrestleRant Radio closing it off with a great question with...
I'm not on drugs, I swear. I'm just excited for Raw.
Both John and I, we appreciate the question that we can answer wholeheartedly here.
Yes.
First one, his only question, what is your favorite feud since becoming a fan, and what is your favorite of all time? You want to start off, or you want me to start off?
You go first. No, I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
This is your show.
That's fine.
Personally, as a fan, I came in...
And you've been watching since when, by the way?
April of 2006.
Okay.
All right.
Just to clarify the viewers.
As a fan, I came in right before John Cena and Edge, and there was nothing better to watch. I mean, that was just... Like, to me, back when kayfabe was alive, that was must-see programming. Like, I tuned into Raw every week to see what Edge and Cena would be doing next. It's like, oh, Edge comes to John Cena's house and slaps his dad. Oh, Cena throws him into the Long Island Sound. Oh, John Cena comes to his apartment. Oh, well, Edge wins at SummerSlam using brass knuckles. Like, you had to see what was going to happen next. So that, as a fan, favorite feud all time, gotta go Stone Cold Rock. A lot of people or WWE tells you to like Stone Cold McMahon, but I think the microcosm of Stone Cold and Rock within the Stone Cold McMahon rivalry is it's really great storytelling, I think, and their matches are phenomenal. Go watch all three of them. There's more, but go watch the main three.
So Edge and Cena,
yep,
Rock and Austin.
Yes, sir.
For me, since becoming a fan in April of 2008. This comes as no surprise to John. Randy Orton versus Christian. Love that feud. That's probably my favorite feud of all time. CM Punk and John Cena, love the match. I wouldn't call it, great feud. Love the feud. I don't know. I just have more personal attachment to Orton and Christian. But of all time, I'd still say Orton and Christian is my number one. But if we're talking like my favorite feud outside of what I've been watching, probably Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Alrighty.
Love that feud from 02 to 04. So that's my favorite feud of all time.
Cheap plug for WWE. 2 feuds you can play in 2K15.
Along with John Cena and CM Punk. There you go. That's a perfect way to close it off. We're about 2 minutes, not even that. Until Raw. So we're gonna hurry up the plugs here, John.
I'm not on drugs, I swear, guys. I'm excited for Raw, which is now a minute away. You guys can follow me at _John's Jargon. You guys can read my John's Jargon columns on nextairwrestling.net. Or .net. Yeah, so definitely check it out, guys. Have some fun tonight, okay?
And you guys know where to send in questions at WrestleRant Facebook, Rames Houston Matthews. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. Make sure to share, subscribe, comment, and like this video. All support is greatly appreciated. John, let's do the Mega Power thing to close it off here. Thanks for joining.
Oh, it's been fun. Let's go watch.
Let's go, Raw. Let's go.